and welcome to Labour Lens. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week edition of the program, we're focusing on the federal government's drive towards ensuring more employment is available for those that are in need of jobs.
Skilled acquisition and job creation continue to be one of the objectives of the federal government. This has been implemented through the second phase of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative organized by the National Directorate of Employment. The Director General of NDE explained that a total of 41,307 participants selected from the electoral wards in the Federation to ensure inclusivity will be trained in over 30 skills that align with the organization's mandate.
The NDE will train 41,307 persons over 30 different skills. A total number of 14,457 beneficiaries are expected to be resettled to starter packs to help them establish in their choosing field.
While appealing to the beneficiaries to embrace these skills, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation commended the NDE for the initiative, which he believes will help to affirm Nigeria's place in the changing global economy.
This initiative significantly underscores the federal government's deliberate efforts at moving beyond the era of paper qualification to embrace skills that are not only marketable but align with the immediate needs of industries, businesses, and global value chains.
On their part, the federal and state ministers of labor and employment expressed confidence that the skills acquisition initiative would address the challenge of unemployment in the country.
Our collective responsibility must be to ensure that beneficiaries are not only trained but also empowered to transition into sustainable, productive ventures that will secure their livelihood and strengthen the economy. I am hopeful at the end of the training period, which will be immediately complemented with the provision of startup packs and financial support, direct and indirect jobs would have been created across the 36 states and FCT.
With the second phase of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative now in place, the NDE and other labor stakeholders are optimistic that Nigeria is on the path to reducing the unemployment rate in the country.
The challenge of unemployment is one that touches every family. This initiative therefore comes at a most critical time by creating avenue for giant employment, entrepreneurship, and skill development.
So I want to please appeal to you. I've had quite a number of cases where, after your training, there will be effort also to facilitate access to capital, which is very critical. Please don't take it for granted.
The NDE will train 41,307 persons in over 30 different skill sets, which range from vocational, entrepreneurial, agricultural, ICT, and activities in the public work sector.
It has been one of my goals to achieve an acquisition skill, and I see this as an opportunity which I am not planning to misuse. May the Lord help me.
On the profile interview segment this week, I'll be speaking with the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment. He tells me why it is expedient for the Directorate to roll out the second phase of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
A lot has happened since our last conversation.
Definitely.
And it's a year already since you assumed office.
Really?
So how has it been? What's been the feedback?
It's been a very difficult journey, hitting a fresh ground, a fresh terrain, different from your normal terrain. So you have to start working with new set of people all over. learn new ideas, and blend with those that you're supposed to be working with, and for you to really bond better and understand yourself. So it takes time, but I'm happy that one, we hit the ground running, working with them, and the blending was very smooth, and we're on course, and I'm quite happy with the challenges, and we're on auto drive now with the entire management of NDE, so I'm good for it.
I can see that the face of NDE, I can't say it's changing. It has changed.
Really?
It has changed. I know that you've moved into your new office, even though the movement is not yet completed. Can you tell us what has been the drive, and what do you hope to achieve with such big move?
Yes, one thing is working environment matters. It has a way of motivating your staff for them to put in their best. Once you don't have a conducive working environment, it demoralizes the entire system. And public confidence, again, matters. That perception of the public matters. And so once the public don't have a very good perception about your place of work, what you do, it's minus 50 already for you. And the name NDE again has connotes something a bit different from the public perception. So all these are things that we need to change the narrative before the public, and look forward to motivate the staff so they can put in their best. We have professionals here that we have certified engineers, certified quantity surveyors, we have chartered accountants, we have professional lawyers here. We have a lot of professionals in the NDE. But again, for you to get the best from them, you need to go beyond the extra, so you can encourage them, motivate them, and so the working environment, it can be a bit depressing. For me, when I got here, of course, the working environment was a little bit depressing for me. And if I'm coming here for the first time and the working environment is not conducive, I can imagine those that have been here, especially the staff that have been here for ages. How do they feel? And when I interact with them, most of them tell me, look, this is difficult for us to invite our friends to come and see us here because it's not encouraging. We're supposed to give hope to young Nigerians, to unemployed Nigerians. And if we're supposed to give hope, then our working environment should tell something about that, should be fitting. But when you have people that are looking up to you for that hope, and they come here, they become hopeless. And so all these are things that we need to change. And we've been operating here for over 30 years on a rented property. And it's not a nice story to tell outside. When you tell people that, look, this is a rented property, it's not a nice story to tell outside. And so we need to start all over to work. Luckily enough, we have a place that just needs little push for it to be habitable. And we set out to achieve that. And like you said, today it's a different story all over. The staff are excited. The staff I can see that glint of confidence, that sparkles in their eyes. And that's just what they need to put in there to give out their best. And Nigeria as a whole stands to benefit from the entire structure that we are laying on ground. The youth of this country stand to benefit because they will get the best service from these professionals that we have in NDE. And we intend to motivate them to do the best we can to encourage them, not just the working environment, their emolument, and a lot of financial incentives that will ginger them to perform optimally. All these are issues that we need to look into. We are doing the best that we can in terms of their emolument. Whatever will make them to at least have some little comfort. We're trying within the limited resources available in NDE to ensure that we do the needful for the staff of NDE. So I'm happy, and the fact that my staffs are happy, I'm happy. If they're not happy, then it's a minus for me.
Okay, recently you flagged off the second phase of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative. Can you tell us, would you say you've been able to evaluate the first phase of it, which I remember very well that I was able to also, experience in some parts of the state what it was like. But can you give us a recap of what the first phase is and what makes phase 2 of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative different?
You will recall that when I assumed office, we needed to hit the ground running. And so quickly we assembled the staffs on ground to again reassess the focus of NDE vis-a-vis the mandate of NDE. We were able to get that and again look at the funds available for us to execute our programs and how do we make an impact with the little funds, the little budgetary funds available. And for us to make an impact, there will be the need to assemble all these programs NDE was to deliver, so that we'll make a bank, a strong bank, and announce our presence in a different way. So we call it a basket model approach, where all the programs of NDE will assemble it in one basket and will deliver it to the public. That we felt was going to make an impact. And it was a learning curve for me coming in for the first time. And we need to strengthen the learning curve. And that opened my eyes to what NDE could do and how we could do it better. And from that learning curve, we were able to learn the ups and downs of delivering such kind of programs. One area that we had challenges, we were going digital, and we needed the portal system to perform very well. Unfortunately, we didn't get it right with the portal system, but we were able to overcome those challenges. And we felt that coming back for the second time, we must get it right this time around. And all those challenges that we experienced in the first phase of the program, we were able to address those challenges in the second phase of the program. And so the second phase of the program, for me, it was meant to really announce the presence of NDE in all nooks and crannies, especially in the wards. We have over 8,800 wards today in the country, about 8,809 wards in the country. And we must make a mark in all the wards. And this program that we just flagged off today, we are already making that mark in all the wards, because there's no ward you go to today that we don't have one or two beneficiaries shortlisted in the program we're executing that we just flagged off. In terms of resettlement, we're doing twice this time around what we did last in the first phase. We'll be resettling over 14,000. The first phase will just resettle 5,000 plus. This time around we are going to be resettling over 14,000. And the resettling packages are more attractive than what we did in the first phase. So this time around we have reduced, we're not looking at the quantity, rather, we're looking at the quality of the product. And we're looking at the quality of the resettlement to the beneficiaries. In the first phase, we resettled 5,000, but we trained, the portal was open to over 90,000 beneficiaries. This time around, we're resettling. We'll be training 40,000 plus. We'll be resettling 14,000. So you could see the drop in the numbers of beneficiaries. From the 90,000, we dropped to 40,000 plus. But we're looking at, like I said, we're looking at the quality, the content, the packages that will be made available to the graduates. And to ensure that at the end of the 3-month program, we're getting real qualified Nigerians within that span that could go to the market and make an impact. So we're not looking at the quantity this time around, we're looking at the quality of our graduates.
So what has been the feedback so far? Would you say that how many, specifically, can you say how many jobs have been created in the last 1 year, and how many more jobs do you intend to create?
Yeah, specifically, I won't be able to sit here and give you a number because there's a multiplying effect on the numbers that we're pushing out. Because once we push out a number, we expect that they in turn will be able to carry one or two along in terms of providing menial support to those one or two. So but the feedback we're getting, of course, we're getting, especially for those that were trained in the ICT related section, we're getting feedback of those that have started making some little stipends for themselves from the comfort of their homes. We're getting feedback from it. Today, those exhibitors you saw with their wares were those we trained in the first phase of our program that came with their wares. So that is the physical feedback you're getting from those that were just trained, or two persons alongside. So I'm happy with the feedback we're getting. Unfortunately, certain areas in the feedback will have our limitations where we can't. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me to step in. For instance, some of them want certain financial support to be extended, additional loan facility to be extended to them. Unfortunately, we don't have the leverage for that, immediate leverage for that, because we have to look inward to satisfy more Nigerians. This is a country with over 240 million Nigerians. Over 60% of them are young persons, are youth. The luxury is not there to recycle on twice or three times on just one person. You have to move ahead and look at others that are yearning for such kind of opportunity to be given to them. If we have the luxury of the resources, of course, I'll be too happy to bend backward and increase the packages available to them. But the best we can do in the interim is to avail them to other financial institutions. And that leads us to the relationship we have with the Development Bank of Nigeria in terms of providing auxiliary support to such kind of beneficiaries that have been trained, that have the capacity to add value to the system. They don't need to go through any new phase of training, except perhaps to probably expose them to other new forms of training within that value chain, within that process, like those in the welding and fabrication. Or we need to increase or expose them to further training. Those are issues that we can comfortably address within this, and we are doing that in the second phase of the program we just launched.
Okay, even though I know NDE is more concerned about creating jobs and creating opportunities, over the years we've had this perception that some graduates might not even fit into the employment system of maybe some corporate organizations. But looking at the federal government's move recently, the Minister for Education, rolled out a new scheme, curriculum to address some of these issues. With your experience on the seat, what more do you think needs to be done? Would you say first is the right step in the right direction? And in terms of skill acquisition, do you think it's going to help if we have more students, that engage in skill acquisition from, the secondary school level?
Yes, I'm quite happy with the steps taken by the Federal Ministry of Education. I've gone through, I've seen what they are doing. I've had discussions at that level with the PAMSEC, Federal Ministry of Education. I've had discussion with the minister's aides that are handling the TVET program for the Federal Ministry of Education. We are trying to work on that collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Education and the NDE to have a tripartite arrangement and to have MBTE, which is the accreditation body for technical programs there. And it's going to work because we need to rejig our curriculum. You have a lot of graduates coming out of the university, but with little or no technical skills at them. They are not, yes, they are graduates, they sound, but are they employable? The answer could be yes, could be no. Because some agencies, maybe agencies of government, maybe private agencies, are looking for certain skills from a graduate. And if those skills are not available, they go elsewhere to look at those graduates that have those skills. It's an added advantage for a graduate to have a skill. It's +1 for you. Because whoever is employing you knows is going to get value for whatever is paying. And so it's an added advantage to have that additional skill. And I'm quite happy with some graduates. Now you find them going through the NYSC program and they go out of their way to get additional skills in the course of that 1-year program. And they come out with the NYSC certificate, they come out with additional skills that have been acquired, either through other programs. Secondly, it's not just about training, it's about having a good center, a good qualified center that can add value to those who are impacting that training on. It's not just having a structure, but the structure we're talking about, how equipped are those structures? And even if they are equipped, are they up to date? Because things are changing. Today, the camera you're using, it was not the camera you were using 3 years back. And if you have been able to get cameras in 2025, and I can assure you that in 2027, there are other cameras that will come with better features. And so the equipment we're housing, are they up-to-date equipment? It's appalling when you invite a young graduate to your training center with all the ideas. He comes into your training center and the equipment are not there. It's demoralizing to that graduate. What do you expect? He walks away. And we've killed that spirit in that young graduate already. Rather than adding value to him, he takes to other vices that might not be economically sound, wise for the country, or will not add any economic value to the country. So we need to have a well-equipped training center. For us in NDE, I can't comfortably say, yes, we are there yet. And that leads us to collaboration. Yes, we have our centers, but we don't have enough. The Federal Ministry of Education, through the TVET program, might not be encouraged to start expending resources in building a whole new structure. They too have to go into collaboration with those that have the structures on ground. And then we have a lot of agencies of government, a lot of private agencies that have those well-equipped centers spread across the country. And so for us, we are working on that. We are working on that kind of tripartite collaboration with other agencies. We have ITF, we have SMEDA. These are government agencies that we need to close rank and work together because we're all working for one system, serving one nation, and looking out there to serve the people of Nigeria. And so it doesn't add value to me to just hold on tight to what NDE probably have, and for ITF to do the same as me. We're not helping the system. And again, we need to reach out to other states. There are a lot of state governments that have well-equipped structures out there in the state.
So are you saying that in the next few years, these are the things that your office will be looking into?
We are doing that already. We're not waiting for any few years. We're doing that already. Because the youth are not patient. They won't wait for us for that next few years. And if we need to get it right, we need to start immediately getting those structures right. Either we have our own befitting facility, or we'll collaborate with other government agencies, or we'll collaborate with state government, or collaborate with private organizations. These are the options available to us. I might not be able to have all the systems in all parts of this country. It's absolutely not, because the government, we're looking at government that have, the resources are scarce and the needs are much, competing needs are much. And to allocate those resources to those competing needs is not an easy task for government. And so those of us in the system have to look backward and be able to bring out new ideas that will help the system to move.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure that we'll still have more conversations, and we'll be visiting you next in your office.
Already, are we not in my office?
No, your new office. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember that labor creates wealth.